'Twas a night in the ghetto, with hobos on the shitter, and MC Swigga was in need of a house sitter. So he turned to his friend, a one Adam Sykes, for Swigga was going to the strip club that night. So while Adam was sitting there, cold as a cinch, soon his friend Dave came in and said,
"Hey, want to review the Grinch?"
"Okay." So Merry Christmas. This is the Christmas episode of the Blockbusters, and you'll notice we're in MC Swigga's household because he wanted us to house sit. And Dave, I haven't had you in forever. Last time I saw you, we were having that weird fight for some reason.
Yeah.
That was weird. Anyway, we're here to talk about the 2000 How the Grinch Stole Christmas, directed by Ron Howard. Discover the magic of the mean one this holiday season. Oscar-winning director Ron Howard and Oscar-winning producer Brian Grazer bring Christmas's beloved, best-loved Grump to life with the help of the impressible Jim Carrey as the Grinch. The Grinch is a celebration of the holiday spirit no home should be without. Why is the Grinch, Carrey, such a grouch? No one seems to know until little Cindy Lou Who, Taylor Momsen, takes matters into her own hands and turns both Whoville and the Grinch's world upside down, inside out, and funny side up in her search of the true meaning of Christmas. They expand the plot from the original book and the cartoon. They actually just feel the need to give you a backstory about where the Grinch came from, why he hates Christmas, and that was actually funny because there's one part where it's like whatever the reason, the heart or his shoes. It's like they just showed us why he doesn't like the holidays because okay, so the reason he doesn't like Christmas is because they show who babies are born by drifting down to Whoville. So it's basically, it's kind of like the Storks kind of story, except there's no storks involved. It's just like baskets with umbrellas on them.
Because it's Whoville and they live inside a snowflake and a stork might not fit.
Yeah.
So.
Which maybe the reason it's inside of a snowflake is because the speck of dust from Horton Hears a Who was frozen. Who knows? Maybe. Which makes you wonder, like, where was the Grinch during Horton Hears a Who? Was that before or after? Who knows? But he got mad. Like, they show as time goes on, the Grinch, who in baby form looks like a gremlin with more hair on and has huge anime eyes.
Yeah.
As he gets older, in school, this one girl had a thing for him. Like, she was into...
She really liked green, large, hairy...
creatures.
Things. Yeah.
And the mayor, who is the worst character in the movie, you will hate this guy so much. He's such a tool. But he, like, as a child, he tells the Grinch, like, the Grinch, who's also a child, like you're 8 years old and you have a beard. She's not gonna like you. So when he goes home, which, by the way, he is adopted by two elderly women who, that is one of the best laughs in the movie. We'll bring it up.
One of the best lines in the movie is when he responds to them. Yeah. Should we tell him now?
Yeah, tell him.
So they walk up and the mayor is suggesting a big family reunion, and of course two ladies walk out of the crowd, and the Grinch is flabbergasted, and he says, "Why are you two still alive?" And that is one of the greatest lines in the entire movie.
He said, yeah, it was that. It was, "Are you two still living?"
Yeah.
That was good. So, as a child, he tries to make this girl, Martha Mayhew, like an angel made out of like all this kind of trash that he found. And
Which is quite impressive considering he made it out of household objects and some whatever strainers, I guess.
Yeah, strainers.
I don't know.
Look like
with gems or cheese graters, something like that. But still pretty impressive for a kid.
Yeah, but so everything's looking good. But then the Grinch realized, the whole comment of "you're 8 years old and you have a beard" really got to him. So he gets a razor, shaves his face. The next day he goes in with a bag on his head, takes it off, covers it with a book, then covers it with his foot.
And then finally, when he moves his foot, you see he's got those little pieces of plaster all over his face, a couple Band-Aids, stuff like that.
Yep.
And they're all laughing at him.
Yeah, except for Martha, who feels bad. But at that point, he hulks out and, he doesn't grow muscles or anything, but he picks up the Christmas tree and just throws it and just...
Yeah, he smashes everything, smashes the angel, throws stuff.
And declares that he hates Christmas from now on. And he just moves to Mount Crumpet, and we flash forward. This is like 20 minutes or something into the movie. Like previously, they established like the Grinch just doesn't like Christmas.
Yeah.
And they also established the character of Cindy Lou who in the original book, in the original short, pretty much was not a character. She was just sort of there.
Yeah, she's just kind of.
But here they try to expand her character, and for a little girl, she has like a really like pessimistic view on life. Like she uses big words like kerbobbled and stuff. Like I don't know, she's like smarter than most of the adults in this movie.
Yeah, which when you're looking for things to rhyme, you have to find some difficult words.
Yeah, and like that was actually funny. There's a part super early on where the Grinch is in a postal office and he's swapping people's mail,
and then he starts throwing cards and
for the rest of you, jury duty, blackmail, pink slip, chain letter, eviction notice, jury duty.
There are fun. That's the thing. I think the best thing about this movie is the character of the Grinch. Like Jim Carrey is super funny as him.
Yeah.
And the voice, it gets annoying to some people, but honestly, we both loved it.
Talking out of the side of your mouth can do that. It just makes it interesting somehow.
Yeah, he spends the whole movie talking like this. And there's a part where he starts arguing with himself, and the echo like insults him.
He says, "I'm an idiot," and the echo says, "You're an idiot." Yeah. So then he starts whispering and saying, "Oh yeah, by the time the sound reverberates off the wall, I won't be able to hear you." And
you're an idiot.
Yeah, it just somehow, because apparently the laws of physics don't apply to the insides of a snowflake.
Yeah, after all, this is a movie adapted by a Dr. Seuss book and short. Cindy, they have this thing called the holiday jubilation, where you have to crown the person who deserves holiday cheer the most, and Cindy nominates the Grinch.
Cheermeister, yeah.
The holiday cheermeister. And Cindy nominates the Grinch, and because of some rule that says, like, who is the person you feel deserves holiday cheer the most, and the mayor tries arguing with an 8-year-old girl. That's pathetic. And the whole town's on Cindy's side, and they're like, yeah, bring him down. He deserves to come back and get a second chance. And the Grinch, they start singing a Christmas song, and the Grinch tries to drown them out, but eventually Cindy comes and tells him, hey, come on down. You're the holiday cheermeister. You should really reconnect with the Who's. He doesn't want to do it at first until he hears that there's a prize and a reward, and
then he's kind of interested.
Yeah.
Eventually, he says something along the lines of, "This could change my outlook on the holidays forever." And then she asks, really, standing right in front of his front door, and he says no, pulls a string, and drops her through the floor down the trash chute. So, his hospitality didn't improve much, but
the Grinch
to be expected.
The Grinch has like a lot of like technology in this movie too, like a bunch of like stuff built out of like old parts of junk.
He seems to be quite the handyman.
Yep. But then after a brief scene where he tries on several different outfits, including a tablecloth that he wears as he says
a
kilt.
A kilt.
Even though his dog barks and he says it's not a dress, it's a kilt. He rips it off and there's like a stretch band or something on his thigh.
One of those thigh bands.
That's another thing. I remember super early on I was like, yo, if you really think about it, he's naked.
It's kind of creepy. Throughout most of the movie, he's walking around with nothing on his legs except some hair.
Yeah.
So you can see lots of stuff you'd rather not see when he turns around. So.
And the fact he's interacting with a child for a majority of the film makes it even creepier.
Some of the faces
Oh, yeah.
The memes you could do with that. It's just
Show a couple of them right now.
creepy.
So but eventually his dog Max pulls the trap door. He ends up going down the trash chute and into town, where he lands in Martha Mayhew's cleavage.
Oh yeah, he zooms full in right on the mushed together tits and full frontal right in. Bam, knocks her right onto the stairs. Perfect. I mean, it's a kids movie, but there's got to be some stuff in there for the adults.
For the adults. Oh man. So at first he doesn't really like to be there, but eventually,
he really gets into it and he's having fun.
Yeah. He's participating in events like conga lines and sack races and
shoving people out of the way.
Shoving people.
Yeah.
So, but then of course the mayor, being an absolute dickhead once again, ruins everything by giving him a painful reminder of the past by giving him a razor. And the Grinch goes berserk and has this whole rant about why he hates the holidays because it's all commercialized, which isn't wrong, because the whole first half of the movie, the Who's are over commercialized to the max. Like they only care about presents and lights.
At the beginning of the movie, their store, it's like the guy's grabbing cash, having presents thrown at him, stuffing it in the cash drawer, and it's like all over the place. And you can't handle all the stuff that's going on. It's incredible.
Yep.
I mean, we think Black Friday's bad. I mean, Whoville at Christmas?
No.
I mean, people getting trampled is a normal thing, I guess.
Yeah. So the Grinch, after his whole rant, decides to just... What does he do for... I'm trying to think, what did he do? Oh yeah, first thing he does, he grabs a mistletoe and shows it right near his ass.
And he says, pucker up, Whoville. Perfect form. Great prank.
Yep. It's just a prank, bro. It's a social experiment, bro. Just all of it. Then he then grabs the razor, shaves the mayor's head straight down like a line, and goes,
Uh-oh, somebody's fabulous!
Grinch theft autos someone's car.
Oh yeah, I mean,
little people's car.
I don't know what it is about Who's, but they can either be abnormally tall or about 5.5 inches tall.
Yeah.
And he steals their car and he's driving around and it was interesting. And eventually he driving around, goes into a spin out, spins around a couple of times and crashes into I guess it's a water
like a
fire
water
hydrant. Yeah. I don't know what they call them in Whoville, but and then you hear this, you see this sparking and he's it's gonna blow and you see him running away in slow motion and the car's about this big and this massive fireball that takes up about, it's like you can see it from
they do a zoom out shot
and it takes up an 18th. It's just ridiculous. It's so unproportional. It's hilarious.
It's like a Michael Bay movie. But so the Grinch just has fun. He runs away, but then the Who's just pick themselves up.
I'm gonna check real quick. Who did direct this movie?
Ron Howard. So the Who's just pick themselves up, dust themselves off, to say, well, we can just. It's not a big deal. We'll just celebrate Christmas again.
Yeah, they bring out a Christmas tree. Good thing we have a replacement.
They have more of those.
You have to think the mayor must have been planning for something there.
It's an inside
job. Might have been a conspiracy theory. Anyway.
So the Grinch, here's where things start to pretty much become exactly like the actual book in the short. The Grinch goes up to his cave house again. He continues to be angry at the Who's. He starts speaking in rhyme, which he actually hates.
And he's like, well, what is he? He says something about, he's like,
that's like, it's a feast that I can't stand in the least. Oh no, I'm speaking in rhyme.
Yeah.
Which they bring that up several times. No, there's another part later. He's like, year after year, I put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? I mean, in what way? He's just like, his face, it just runs away.
Yeah.
And so that's when he gets his idea from, just like again in the original story. His dog ends up landing in snow. It looks like a Santa beard. So he gets the idea to make a Santa suit, build a sleigh, which in this version has rocket launchers on the back.
So flamethrowers, rocket launchers, some extremely flammable thingamajig something.
That didn't blow up his house for some reason.
Somehow, I mean, it was close enough to light his front door on fire.
Yeah.
But, it's a kids movie. You can't have arson.
You can't have arson, even though they had the whole part with the small car blowing up.
Or the Christmas tree.
And the Christmas tree, he lights the Christmas
tree. They have
tree on fire.
alcohol in a kids' movie. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you teaching kids? It's like,
just takes
it's like,
the
do you
alcohol.
mind if I
Wet my whistle?
Wet my whistle, pops it back, throws it up in the air, breaks the thing. He's like, that's my good mug or something or other.
That's my good
Gets this
stuff.
Giant lighter. What the heck? I don't know. And goes and flamethrower right Christmas tree. It was like,
Yeah.
and for some reason, I mean, Christmas tree fires are pretty quick. Takes about a minute for a Christmas tree to light a whole room on fire. This takes about 5 seconds for the whole thing to burn up. Then, like a second later, the whole thing collapses
Into ash. Physics in a Dr. Seuss film is absolutely awesome. So yeah, then he goes down. There was a funny line where he's like on Thrasher, on Crasher, on Vomit, on Blitzberg. That was funny. He goes flying down literally flying down the mountain.
Yeah.
Which is weird because later, like, it was a sleigh. And later on, they just go down the convenient path that the mountain has.
Yeah, it's
like
every mountain always has this thing going around. It's a path. It's perfect for
perfect
sleigh
path.
riding. I mean, every single mountain.
Yep.
And, you know, most mountains they got that weird hook and it comes up like this and then it bends over and
Felt like this way. Hannah.
it looks like the top of a sundae and like it's about to fall over any second.
Yeah, it does. Wait, this was Universal. So you know what? For all we know, they could have made this a Universal ride. In fact, did you know that they're going to be doing an animated Grinch movie in like 2018
God help us all.
with Benedict Cumberbatch as the voice of the Grinch?
Oh my lord.
So yeah, Sherlock is going to be playing.
Didn't he voice Smog too? Smaug?
Pretty sure he did.
Yeah. So he has experience voicing the
Voicing characters.
antagonist.
Yeah.
I've remembered the proper term.
So, and then, just like the book, he goes into people's houses, steals their stuff, their food, everything.
Gets clawed by a cat multiple times.
Twice. That was funny.
2 different houses.
It's the same cat, too.
Same cat. I don't know. Maybe they just developed cloning inside Snowflakes. Maybe they can't get it to work on a larger scale, like with humans and stuff.
Yep.
Don't know.
So everything is going great. His plan has worked, but then as he's about to take off, they run out of gas on the sleigh. So Max the dog has to pull up the sleigh up the hill.
It said the meter says going,
gone,
and then gone. It's perfect. It's brilliant.
Awesome. Brilliant. And as soon as they get to the top of the mountain, the Grinch is just laughing evilly because his plan has worked. And unlike the original story where the Who's come out and just proudly sing their Yahoo Wahoo song happily, they actually do sing Boo Hoo.
They're so sad. They're
Yes.
so sad.
Which,
It's
by the way,
terrible.
the songs in this movie, there's only 4 of them that they do. First song is "Where Are You Christmas," sung by Cindy Lou Who. That was a pretty
Yeah.
mediocre ass song. She's not a bad singer. It's just
she's not Mariah Carey either. So
no, yeah, it's a little girl singing, so it's not gonna. It's like watching your little cousin play at a school talent show. It's kind of awkward.
unless your cousin is Mariah Carey. then-
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you're in that situation, I mean, you probably can't empathize with having someone who can't sing in your family like that.
They had Boo Hoo, which was the most pointless song. It didn't last that long. It was just
maybe
Boo
5
Hoo.
seconds long.
5 seconds. Boo Hoo. There was the Yahoo Forest. That one was fine because it was reminiscent to the original cartoon. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch was decent.
And they didn't have the original song, but it was
Yeah.
pretty good still.
Yeah, sung by Jim Carrey as the Grinch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's not going to top the original song because the original song's a classic. They even played on radios, and it's a good song.
Magnificent.
Yep.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
You're a good singer. Notice that. But then Cindy and her dad, Lulu Who. That's another thing. The names in this movie are all derivative
I
off
mean,
of Who.
I'm surprised no one was named Woo Woo. Maybe those 2 chicks in the really tight clothing were.
Oh God.
Maybe there was Woo and Woo. Woo Woo.
Turning to Zack Snyder, or no, not Zack Snyder. What's his name? The wrestler. Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
Woo woo woo. I love you, Zack Ryder. Your YouTube videos were funny.
Yeah.
But eventually, yeah, the mayor is like trying to convince everyone. He's pretty much trying to just convince everyone that the Grinch ruined everything. But
what's the mayor's name?
What was it? Augustus?
Augustus. The names. I mean,
Yeah,
back on the subject of names, this is a kids' movie. Some of the clothing is more provocative than we see in some adult films.
Yeah.
I mean, the two chicks in the striped clothing.
Yeah, and the
they look
candy
like
cane outfits.
Kim and Khloe Kardashian walking around.
They did. They had the faces.
They had the faces. They had the
figures.
everything else, and
the curves.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Speaking of the faces of these things, the
noses.
The Who's they try to make them look like mice, humans. Like that was weird. The Grinch looking weird. That's understandable because he's not so. He's like different looking. He's like a different species for all we know.
It's because he's green. Discrimination. He calls for a taxi. There we go. The taxi drives around. He's like, it's because I'm green, isn't it?
That was funny. So yeah, but everyone's eventually convinced. Yeah, we don't need presents and all this stuff to be happy. We just need our families. Everyone's all happy. Then the Grinch sees this and realizes, oh my God, what is this? What's going on? And he has the whole recollection of, maybe Christmas perhaps doesn't come from a store. Maybe it means a little bit more. And then they have the heart thing where his heart grows 3 sizes bigger. He looks at the sunrise. I remember
he just starts sobbing,
just crying, which is probably like the most sensitive scene in the whole movie because it's when people are actually showing like genuine emotion. That was pretty good. Like the one thing you said where the sun was rising, you're just like, oh no,
the snowflake is melting.
The snowflake. Eventually, he has a funny line where he sees the sleighs about to fall over the hill. He's like, oh no, the toys, the presents, like they're all going to be destroyed, and I care. What is the deal?
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah.
He tries to get the sleigh, which at first doesn't succeed, and he's like, oh well, it's just stuff. And then
and then Lindsay Lou,
Cindy.
Either way,
it's a lame name. Well, in this movie context anyway, especially
sounds like a porn star name either way.
Lindsay, which by the way,
Cindy Lou. I mean, who?
Which by the way, I feel the need to point out. Someone showed me this. I feel so sad that it exists. There is a How the Grinch Stole Christmas porno comic on the internet. So, don't worry. They make Cindy Lou who's 17, but it does not justify anything. That does not justify Dr. Seuss porn whatsoever. Anyway, oh, by the way, speaking of perversion in this movie, this where Cindy Lou, who is like on top of the sleigh, she's like, he's like, what are you doing up there? And she's like, well, no one needs to be lonely on Christmas. It shows his face, and he has a smile.
It's hide your children.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
It was rough.
It looks like it could get taken out of context way too easily. But eventually he gets the strength to lift up the sleigh, and I remember I looked at you. I was like, "How funny would it be if he jumped off the top of the hill
I was just
and lands in town square?" Victory. They say bitchin' in a kids movie, like when they're driving down the.
Yeah.
She's like.
Well, at least we think it was bitchin'.
It has to be.
We couldn't understand about through there talking out the side of the mouth, kind of speaking.
Are you kidding? The sun's bright and the powder's bitchin'. Goes into town. And he pretty much confesses. The Grinch confesses that yes, I stole Christmas.
Yeah, and then he was like,
"The cop.
What? You're not gonna cuff me? What does he say after that?
You're
not gonna cuff me?
Spray me with pepper spray?
No, something before that.
Yeah.
He does say the pepper spray.
Beat me with like a nightstick, I think is what he said.
No,
something
it wasn't
like no. It was
anyway. Whatever he said, he was like, "Spray me with blind me with pepper spray," and then the mayor comes over and it's like, "I'll have you notice, he just confessed or whatever," and it's like, and he's like. Yeah, and he's like, I'd recommend the pepper spray. He's like, and then he says, and then the cop's like, he said he was sorry.
Which that's
totally justifies stealing from everyone in town, but you know.
Even when you return it, it's like you had malicious intent.
It's like, look at this, bro! I just stole from everyone. I'm the greatest pickpocket. Here's your stuff.
And the best ownage comes after that. Where the Grinch is let off easy, and then the mayor continues to tries to get everyone on his side, And he's like, Martha, because earlier on he tried proposing to Martha during the jubilation.
Apparently she accepted because she had the ring.
She had the ring.
As we find out right after this.
And then she's like, I will give you something, Augustus, your ring back. My heart's on someone else. And then, like, the Grinch is just like...
He just starts doing this dancing. I mean, his moves are on fleek, bro. And by the way, Augustus, whatever his name, when he's stealing the stuff in the houses, he's like talking in his sleep. I don't know what he's doing. Just don't. If you talk in your sleep, never make kissing noises. Just because he gives people some bad ideas. I mean, the Grinch takes this dog and think he's gonna make him kiss the dog. Well, he
turns
does,
it around,
but he turns it around.
And it's the dog's
full-on ass kiss. And
the dog's eyes.
And you see it. You don't see him kiss it.
No, thank God.
But you see the dog's face, and he goes.
And the dog just looks like
his eyes just
horrified.
And then you see the dog scooting along, dragging its butt.
Yeah, against
the floor,
and
trying to get it
even worse. Then after that, they show the mayor like have like this like big crap-eating grin, just like.
Yeah,
that was horrifying.
It was yeah.
But then the best burn comes after that, when the Grinch is giving all the presents back. She's like, "My heart's set on someone else," and the Grinch does his victory dance.
Oh yeah.
And he then like tries to cheer the mayor up. He's like, "Don't worry, bud. It's Christmas," which is the best roast.
Yeah, it was something about don't be down on Christmas, something like that.
To cheer up, dude. It's Christmas.
Yeah,
that's what it was, dude.
Yeah.
And then no. Then the best thing after that, like earlier, the Grinch takes out all the lights in the town. All the Christmas lights go down.
He just apparently all he did was turn the light bulb because I mean he comes back,
the big town,
turns the light bulb and. It's a miracle. Everything turns back on. You ever have that feeling when you're setting up Christmas lights and it's one light bulb and nothing works, and it's like you try, you replace it, you test it, it's the most horrible feeling. It was perfect. It was just beautiful.
Best prank, best social experiment of 2000. 22,000.
Best 200 years after this movie was made.
Yeah, this Grinch was the original.
No. Wait, I have it. 20,000 years. 22,000. He thought it was just 2,200. It would have been 200 years later.
The Grinch was the original Joey Salads. He was doing social experiments before it was a thing. Oh man. Awesome. So then, they do their Fahu Doris Dahu song.
And the Grinch don't even know the words.
The Grinch doesn't even know the words. Ahu Ray Mu He Ha Yahoo. I expected him to say Google after
free advertising. I mean, let's Yahoo, Bing,
Yahoo, Google Bing.com. But then they all go back to the Grinch's cave to have the feast.
On this line.
And they end with one of the funniest lines, and that is
he's cutting the turkey, or what?
The beast.
They don't specify. I mean, it looked better than Lunchroom Mystery Meat. So
you know what? It could have been. You can see how this is a Dr. Seuss movie. It could have been a starred belly sneetch that they roasted.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's that.
It had multiple legs, so
could have been
interesting.
Yeah. What does he say?
Yeah. So he was like, and he goes, "Who wants to get herd?" And then somebody goes, "Me," and he's like. What was he say? Too late. That'll be mine.
That'll be mine.
And then you just zoom out from the snowflake, and
the story's over.
Boom. So, greatest ending line ever.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Jim Carrey's The Grinch, and I think again the best thing about this movie. First of all, I think the makeup that they do for the Grinch, particularly, I think is the best.
Is very good.
It does look. They make him look non-human. And it's so good.
Whatever they did, they must have had like a putty kind of addition to the upper lip to make the noses, but it was pretty, because the noses are higher on the face, so they must have had them come out and built it on the base of the nose. It was an interesting. It was very well done, especially for 2000.
Yeah, they made them look non-human, which is a good thing. Like you want to differentiate these from humans since they called Who's all the time. And Jim Carrey is the Grinch.
Cindy Lou.
No, you got it right.
Name. Cindy Lou. Yeah, her nose is it's weird. She has the only normal nose besides the dog in the whole film.
Yeah.
And like, maybe the cat.
Yeah, that's right, the cat. And, like, apparently Who's grow into their noses, because, like, the mayor's like, we're trusting an 8-year-old girl who hasn't even grown into her nose yet. It's like, so that's how that works? You grow into your nose is, like...
If that was the case, I'd want to stay a kid forever because I don't.
You don't want to
those
grow.
noses.
You don't want to grow up into a half human, half mouse looking thing.
Yeah. Though the mayor's nose is
Slightly better than everyone else's.
maybe he's too much of an asshole to get a regular Who face.
Probably. He's already an ass face, so he has become a mouse face. And yeah, overall, like the Jim Carrey is easily the best thing about this movie. Jim Carrey is the
He
Grinch.
plays the character brilliantly. It's just hilarious the whole time.
And it's funny because he would eventually go on to play, like 9 years after this movie, he would go on to play Scrooge in the Disney.
In the Disney, yes.
Yeah, and he played not just Scrooge, he also plays the ghosts.
Yeah, and he was very good in that too.
That was a good adaptation.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, would we recommend this movie? Kind of. If it's on TV, I think is the best way to recommend it.
Yeah.
Like if it's on TV, you're browsing it. I mean, if you want, I mean, first of all, this movie, I don't want to say it's not boring. It is not boring.
It's
at
not
all.
boring, but you probably wouldn't pay money for it. It's an older movie.
Yeah. Like, buy the DVD. I get if you really like the movie, absolutely go out of your way to buy the DVD.
If you have kids, probably like it.
But you know, if it's on ABC Family, which it really is.
It is around Christmas. They play it at least 4 times. So
yeah.
Along with that and a few other things.
Christmas
Charlie
Story.
Brown Christmas, Christmas Story.
Any of the Christmas carols.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So. That or the Hallmark Channel. Well, no.
Hallmark Channel, yeah. Oh, with all the classic Hallmark original Christmas
starts
movies.
Before Thanksgiving. They start playing the Christmas movies.
Yeah, what is up with that?
Before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so that's weird. But all in all, I'd say watch this movie. It's not bad. Just it's not for everyone. Like there are people out there who don't like this movie, and I get why people don't like it. But personally, I mean, like we were making fun of it like for the first half because it was kind of slow.
It gets off a little slow, but once you get into it, it's actually a very good movie.
But for the most part, yeah, it's a decent movie. So definitely recommend watch it at least once, and then come to your own conclusion about how you feel about it. But yeah, not a bad movie. Continuing in the tradition of Blockbusters, where every December we look at a good movie. First we did Avatar, and then we did Frozen.
Avatar?
Yeah, Avatar was our very first. I know
I remember that.
The one where we had the best outtakes.
All right, we're gonna plug this man into the avatar to act with. I messed up that part. Hold on.
Okay, I heard you.
I said the interact.
And then we did Frozen after that, and Frozen, it's overrated, but it's a good movie.
My sister hates it. You sing Frozen around her, she'll freak out. But other than that, most people like it.
Yeah. And then there was this. So maybe next year we'll break that mold and we'll do a bad movie. There's a lot of bad Christmas movies out there. I heard there's like a movie starring a WWE wrestler where Santa's a serial killer.
That actually sounds kind of interesting.
There's a movie where
that'd be a change for that.
I remember there was one. We might do this. We might do this one next year. It's one called Jack Frost. It's about a killer snowman. There's a second one too. It's called Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman, and it has Jack Frost, the killer snowman, go to Hawaii. We might do one of those.
How does that even work? What does he become, Jack Frost, the killer puddle?
Right?
Like, what?
We'll find out next year, hopefully, if we do it. Request it enough, and we'll probably do it next year. But yeah, this was the Christmas episode of Blockbusters. Thank you for watching our review of the 2000 Grinch movie, and
Merry Christmas.
And that's the end of Blockbuster Season 3. We'll see you guys 2017 where we come back with more movie reviews. Bye.
Bye.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.